Coastline, the meeting point. My name is Gideon Tubilaba. Today we are talking economics, purely economics, and we are doing that with the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budgets of Lagos State, talking about Sam Egube. You are welcome to the show, Honorable Commissioner.
Thank you very much, Gideon. Nice to have me.
Okay, so before we start, we need you to let us know who Mr. Sam Egube is.
Okay, my name is Samuel Egube, and I'm, like you said, the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget. That's what I am. As Commissioner for Economic and Budget, we are primarily responsible for strategy, statewide resource allocation, right, is what we do, and then statewide performance management. So the job is a very extensive job. Uh, Therefore, if Lagos fails, Sam Egube will not be innocent in any way. If Lagos succeeds, and then Sam Egube will be part of that success.
Okay, you are leading with a lot of responsibility as the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning, which borders around monitoring and a lot of economic activities. How easy would you describe your job?
So the first way to understand the job and whether it is challenging or easy is to understand what Lagos really is. Lagos is the leading economy in Nigeria, is the gateway of Nigeria to the world, and is the world's gateway into Nigeria. In this space, you have almost 90 something, 98% of all the bank headquarters located. The oil companies are also here. You have one of the most enlightened set of people in one place in this country, in Lagos. Almost anybody that is somebody in Nigeria has some footprint in Lagos. You have some of the best and brightest people and institutions in Lagos. Therefore, if you are saddled with the responsibility for planning, right, and for resource allocation and performance management, in the midst of this very enlightened, demanding, analytical mindset, then certainly it's a very challenging assignment.
Thank you very much for that response. For the sake of students and researchers, economic researchers, we would like to know, we've always heard that Lagos, if it were to be a country, would be the sixth largest economy in Africa. So how would you explain this, especially statistically?
Well, it's basically driven from the GDP, right? And Lagos, from a gross domestic product standpoint, creates economic activities, right, that are larger than most countries in Africa. And so when you try to evaluate the size of Lagos, it's a large market. It controls 70% of the air travels and the maritime business in Nigeria. First of all, understand that Nigeria is number one, right? And if Lagos is that space where a huge percentage of these economic activities is derived from or facilitated through, then it begins to tell you why Lagos, in terms of ranking, if it were a nation, looking at Africa, will rank that high. Lagos is that economic hub, and as we go into the African Continental Free Trade Zone, you begin to see the important role that Lagos will play in taking Nigeria into that economic zone and making sure that Nigeria, Lagos itself, becomes a hub. We are currently the leading supporter of, as a city, of startups, right, in Africa, ahead of other known cities like Nairobi, like Cape Town, in Africa. Today, we are one of the largest markets, right, in the West African region. When you look at the amount of businesses we control that have to pass through Lagos, you then begin to see that Lagos plays a very significant role in the way Africa will evolve. So Africa cannot, just like when you talk about the black race, you can't talk about the evolution of the black race without talking about Africa. But Nigeria controls that population, and Lagos, with a population of about 27 million people, is actually the epicenter. And because of that, when you also see the challenges that come with it, when COVID was coming, Lagos was also the epicenter for it because of the air traffic control. Therefore, the kind of solution and the kind of thinking that comes out of Lagos is the kind that must be a symbol and a benchmark for Nigerian cities and African cities and global cities to try to work with. So we're not surprised when Fitch rating came, upgrading Lagos from a double A to a triple A rating on account of the resilience of our operating environment and our sustainability. Right, it's not surprising because of the kind of capacity that Lagos has, the kind of leadership led by Mr. Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the strength of the cabinet that he has put together, and actually the overall support of Lagosians, right? Because the strength of every class is the strength of the minds and the people in that class. And I must say that is an exciting experience interacting with the cerebral capacity of the people of Lagos and the openness and leadership style of Mr. Governor in encouraging full expression of the capacities of the cabinet. And that is what we see when you see the translation of Lagos in Africa as a whole, as a high-ranking city center, a right high-ranking state.
Coastline, the meeting point.